Hey, what's up, guys? It's JRUSSO. It's Taco Tuesday, and there's already an awesome taco on the board. This Keon Johnson, 12.5 points. I threw that into the slip for today. We only have 4 games. I was looking at the actual plays before I checked how big the slate was, and I was seeing a ton of value. And we've talked about it many times, but these smaller slates, we tend to have a better success rate. And I was kind of shocked when I was like, there's only 4 games. There's like a ton of plays out right now that I'm really into. So hopefully we can have a really good Taco Tuesday. March Madness starts today. I already have my college picks up. If you guys are interested in checking that out, that's on my channel. Let's talk about today's plays. So I actually like that Cam Thomas taco so much when I looked at it that I ended up taking Cam on Underdog too. So I have a 5-man for you guys today. And man, I was tempted to just turn this into a 6-man. So hopefully you guys, if you wanted to play a 6-man, you can just throw one of your plays in here if you are tailing these picks. But this is what I'm really liking for today so far. So we got James Harden over 22.5 points, getting this on Underdog and Prizepicks. Al Horford, 6.5 rebounds. Love this play. Also on both platforms. Terance Mann over 15.5 PRA, getting that line on both platforms. And then Keon Johnson, we're getting it at 17.5 PRA on Underdog. And on Prizepicks, I think it's a little more expensive. Yeah, 18. Still like to go over. And then obviously, yeah, that Cam Johnson taco on Prizepicks. And then I like his full PRA. Thought about just adjusting his points down to the 12.5 and taking a little bit of a multiplier, but the full PRA at 25.5 looks good. So I'm running a 5-man flex on Underdog. I threw 2 units on it. Not really a crazy high multiplier on this one, but I mean, I felt like doing a 5-man. I did want the insurance of if we go 4 of 5, so it pays out 75.30 on 2 units if you get all 5, and then the 4 of 5 is basically a double up, $20 90 cents. If you guys haven't signed up for Underdog yet and you're interested in doing that, use my code. It's just JRUSSO, all one word, no spaces. And they're going to give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. All that information is down below. And I've been having a blast with Underdog. Prizepicks has really been killing it too. Both of these platforms seem like they're just making all the right decisions for the users, improving these pretty regularly. It used to be like every year you get like an update, and now it's like every few weeks it's becoming a competitive market for this, daily fantasy stuff. So I'm loving it. So yeah, all the information is down below. Let's get into these plays. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor and like the video, drop me a comment. It helps so much with the algorithm. Just that little bit of time that it takes you, it actually just puts me in front of a much larger audience. You guys have been great about it, so I really appreciate it. Let's talk about Al Horford to get started here. So he's been really popping off, and it's kind of wild because I remember all last season, I was just like, how come Horford is just like not getting after it on the boards? And it's interesting that he's been really getting after it. And he would go through such a spell last year where he was, his rebounds lines are set at like 4.5. He wasn't really someone you could rely on that much, but he has been lately. So he's gone for 8 or more in 5 straight games. Let's look at this note from Outlier. Oh, it's the same thing, but they're just going to tell us, okay, so it's different. So 6.5 rebounds. He's cleared it in 5 straight games at home as well. So 5 straight games in general, and then 5 at home. And you can see the trend going up all the way back from February 28th against Cleveland. He grabbed 7 and worked his way all the way up to this most recent matchup. He had 10 against Oklahoma City on the 12th, which is actually saying a lot for someone who is not necessarily known for his rebounding. When we talk about, we took Jalen Duren's rebounds just a couple of days ago against Oklahoma City, thinking it was a solid matchup, and he had like 5. So Horford pulling down 10 in that matchup against Oklahoma City is pretty solid. So I think this line at 6.5 is just is too low for what he's been doing. He's cleared it 8 out of his last 10 games. Very impressive. So I'm loving that we're getting this at 6.5. over his last 10 games, he's averaging 31.5 minutes, just 1.4 fouls, so not getting in foul trouble at all, and 11.8 rebound chances. So getting in there, making sure he's like in the right spot to try to pull down a board, and he's been snagging a bunch of them lately. So feeling good about it. Overall, they're 8th in rebounds allowed, but if we hop over to the center position, it's a little bit softer, 12th in rebounds allowed. Let's hop on Daily Grind and see what they think about this. I'm so pumped for March Madness starting today. I am definitely going to make a bracket here in a little bit. Just got to get some other stuff done real quick. So they like his points over 8.5. They have that at a 50.84% odds to the over minus 121. And they're not feeling the rebounds. They think it's just a little too steep. It's just barely favoring the under. 50.79% odds to hit the under minus 120. We've got some mixed emotions here. Some 50-50 shots, some favoring the under, and some slightly favoring the over. But they do like the points over if you weren't feeling good about the rebounds alone. It's not really pulling up a bunch for Horford, but it doesn't make sense to me. Dude's been in rhythm, so I'm going to be taking it for more. All right, let's talk about James Harden. So starting us off by looking at this head-to-head matchup here, because it says a lot about why I think this can go over today. So you can see the last time he matched up against them, these are both of these games are from last season, and he had 22 points in his last matchup. Let's look at the minutes. That was in 26 minutes. He put up 22 points and averaging 9.5 attempts. So he had 11 attempts in that game and he shot 55%. The time before that, he shot 38%. So he hasn't really ever shot bad against them. It's really just come down to the attempts. If we look from beyond the arc, it's been great. First matchup, he shot 40% from beyond the arc. Then next time he matched up, he shot 50% on 8 attempts. So hasn't really ever had trouble in this particular matchup, not really getting in foul trouble. And then if we look at what he's been doing lately, we go to these last 5. You can see that his attempts have doubled lately, 16.6. This has been pretty consistent moving forward since what's been like last 10-ish games, his attempts have been up. If we go back 10, it's even higher, 7.7. Let's just take a look at the last 20. So he's cleared this line in 13 of his last 20 games, 65%. 17.9. So just under 18 attempts a game, averaging 37 minutes. So getting solid usage. A lot has changed this year, and he's been starting to pop off. I mean, this game against Detroit, he popped off for 50, and he has just stayed green ever since then. So that's 7 straight games of clearing this line. But what really makes me love it is just the attempts here. So if we look at that 18 and then we look back at these games, he was averaging 9.5 attempts. So he wasn't taking as many shots, but the percentage was still there. 47% from the field, 46% from beyond the arc. Just beautiful. Free throws, getting to the line, shooting 90%, averaging 4.5 made free throws in these head-to-heads. I don't know if he's been getting to the line. Yeah, he's getting to the line even more lately. So 9 attempts a game, shooting 84%, averaging 7.6 free throws made. So there's so many different ways he can get this done tonight. I'm loving this line. The matchup, 13th in points allowed. If we look overall, it's 10th. So a little bit of a soft spot there when we go to the point guard position. Let's see. Yeah, that about covers it. Let's go to Daily Grind, see what they're thinking. This actually might be a little bit of a candidate for a demon. All right. So 22.5 points. They like that to go over. 50.73% odds hit the over minus 121. They like his points, rebounds even more. And the rebounds and assists, they like that over 14.5. I'm just dead set on these points, though, personally. They like his assists, and they do like the full PRA. So a little bit of everything, every scoring prop they like on Daily Grind right now. Cool. Let's keep it moving. Actually, I want to look at one more thing here. So yeah, in the head-to-head, 22 points. Even in that game alone, he only had 11 attempts, and he put up 22 points. And now we're saying he's averaging about 7 or 8 more attempts than last time he matched up. I know that doesn't mean everything, but everything about this play, all the indicators are popping off here. So let's move on. All right, Keon Johnson. Excited about the opportunity for him in this game with Cam Thomas out. out for the season. That's really unfortunate, but it does mean an opportunity here for Keon. If we look at the matchup overall, it's tough. It's Boston, 3rd in points allowed, 14th in rebounds allowed, 3rd in assists allowed. And then if you go over to the shooting guard position, it's even tougher on rebounds. So 2nd in points allowed, 8th in rebounds allowed, 4th in assists allowed. So if we look at these last 5 games, though, he's been kind of putting it together. Oh, that's a good note we'll get to in a minute. Yeah, so 5 straight games of clearing this PRA and averaging 31.8 minutes. So the minutes have gone up. The attempts are solid, 14.2 attempts a game, shooting 45%, 35% from beyond the arc on 6.8 attempts. So 35% is, it's a little bit deflated because of this matchup here against Charlotte where he went 0 of 7. So that really brought down his rating. But if you look at the rest of these, 33, 44, 33, 56. So so his average is probably closer to 40%. Averaging 10 rebound chances a game and 5.8 potential assists. Just able to get a little bit of everything done. Let's look at the head-to-head. All right. So yeah, this was just on the 15th. This is just a few days ago. He went for 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Absolutely popped off. What was the final score of that game? 115 to 113. Pretty close. Played 30 minutes in that game, shot 53% from the field on 15 attempts and 56% from beyond the arc. He made 5 threes in that game. We don't even need him to do that much to cash this 18. This line opened at 18.5, I believe, or it's currently across, the average is at 18.5 is what Outlier's showing. But yeah, we don't need him to go for 29 to cash this for us. So there's a little bit of room for him to regress if he does. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving this. The minutes have been there. Let's look at, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the 2024 season. Wait a minute. Got something going on here. Is that really what he's done on the 2024 season? I feel like there has to be some sort of note. Oh, it's because I have the minutes. That's what I was going to show you. So with Cam Thomas out, his minutes have gone up. So if you look at the 2024 season, just without tweaking anything, he's hit it 35% of the time. You can see how things started to turn up here halfway through. 23 out of 66 games. But with Cam Thomas out, let's just take a peek here, see what he's done. We'll go DeAnthony Melton out too. So it's cleaned up a little bit, 49%. But what I really want to show you is just in general. So last 5, he's been averaging, when I say around 30 minutes, right? 26 minutes. Last 2 games have been closer to 30. So we'll just look at 26 real quick. What did he play in the head-to-head? That was probably the 30 I'm thinking of. Moving a little slow. Okay. So yeah, he played 30 minutes in that game. So we're going to go, this will be quick. I'm just going to show you guys this. So on the 2024 season, because his minutes have been volatile, let's just take a look at, so we'll just say, we'll start around 25. If I can get it on 25. Moving a little slow right now. All right, 25 minutes. That immediately jumps up to a 61% hit rate. Now, if he's able to hit those 30 minutes like he did in the last head-to-head, it's really just been a minutes thing for him on the year. So 30 minutes, it jumps all the way up to a 79% hit rate. So 11 out of 14 games and 11 straight games when he plays 30 minutes, regardless of who he's playing, what players are in and out. And now he's got this opportunity where he should see more minutes with Cam Thomas out. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to be rolling it, and that's why I'm comfortable with both lines. It's great that we're getting it at 17.5 on Underdog, but I don't mind it on Prizepicks either. Let's see what Daily Grind thinks. All right, Keon. They love his points assists as the top play. 52.81% odds to hit the over minus 134. Not feeling his points rebounds. They do like the PRA at 18.5. So 51.24% odds to the over minus 124. And man, if they like the if they like the 18.5, you gotta think that the 17.5 is just that is what we got it at, right? Yeah, that's got to be incredibly juiced if the 18.5 is still that juiced. So let me show you once again. So they like his first quarter points over 2.5. Sounds solid to me, but I don't really do partial game slip plays. It just makes me a little anxious, and then I just beat myself up if they don't cash and my slip is burned before the end of the game. But yeah, they like the first quarter points over 2.5, 52.67% odds hit the over. They like his points at 12. Like we said, they like the PRA. They have a 50-50 shot on his free throws. So you do have some pivot options here if you didn't want to take that PRA like I'm taking. All right, Terance Mann. So this 15.5, I think that Terance Mann is really good. I think that he's still kind of waiting to break out here. And we've seen him with the Clippers really start to show out when he had the opportunities. And I just think he's a better player than he gets credit for. And so his role has been slowly expanding. He's had a couple like pop-off games like this game against Philly where he went for 29 PRA. But if you look at his last 5, he's getting about 25 minutes, 6.8 rebound chances, 5.3 potential assists, keeping it clean, not really getting in foul trouble, 1.8 fouls, shooting 50% from the field across these last 5 games. The three-pointers have been rough. 11%. He has got to work on that, fix that, because he can shoot the 3. He's just been in a really bad slump lately. But overall, 50% from the field on 9.6 attempts. If we look at this head-to-head, so he's never done this against them, which you would think, yeah, that's kind of scary to take this. But if you look at the attempts in all of these games, it's half what he's doing. And he still got right there at 14. So one more bucket would have cashed it. But 4.5 attempts, shooting 44%. So the percentage isn't bad. He shot 50% in that last matchup, and he did have 8 attempts. So the attempts were up a little bit, averaging around, that 22 minutes, 5.3 rebound chances, 2.8 potential assists. But I think in this situation with LeVert out for another game with right knee soreness, he should have an opportunity here to see the little bit of an extended run with the minutes. He's always just right here, super close. So I'm comfortable taking it. Overall, the matchup against Charlotte is pretty soft. We know that 15th in points allowed, 22nd in rebounds allowed, 15th in assists allowed. Pop over to the shooting guard position. It does tighten up a little bit. 7th in points allowed, 11th in rebounds allowed, 7th in assists allowed. So I think that he's going to be able to do this because he's averaging around almost 10 attempts. And even lately we've seen like his most recent game against Brooklyn, he actually had 12 attempts. So we just need him to be around that 10 attempts mark, which, Caris LeVert is not just, the same position as him. He's also a pretty solid scorer. So there's going to be some vacated points. I think that he'll be more inclined to take some more shots in this game. And he's a great rebounder. He can pop off with rebounding and the assists. He's okay. He's not bad, so I think this 15.5 PRA is totally doable. Let's take a look and see what Daily Grind thinks real fast. All right, this get bumped. You got bumped on me already. Did I get that at 15.5? Yeah, dang, it got bumped. Well, let's see. The 16.5, I don't hate it, but it is definitely not as juicy. So go with your gut. At 16.5, it is kind of a bummer. Hopefully it bounces back down. Underdog, let's see what Underdog has him at currently. Maybe you could go over there and get the 15.5. Yeah, it's still at 15.5 on Underdog. Actually, it's not even giving you a full multiplier on Underdog for the 15.5. I'm comfortable with the 16.5. I just loved this 15.5. But yeah, I mean, that kind of tells you a little bit of something if Underdog doesn't even want to give you a full multiplier for the PRA at 15.5. And you never know, like Prizepicks does this all the time where they'll sort of bounce it around. So maybe it will pop back down, hopefully. But you could look at the points rebounds, 13.5. They like that to go over. 51.87% odds hit the over, minus 127. They like his points assists. They like his rebounds at 3.5. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to take that 16.5 PRA or hop over on Underdog and grab it at 15.5, or you could pivot to one of these. But I'm not necessarily scared of this PRA. They're just the optimizers noticing the discrepancy there. 16.5. Most of these platforms have it at 15.5. Actually, some of them are moving to 16.5. So it's just not looking at this as a value. That's why it's favoring it to the under. But you can go with your gut. Let's talk about this Cam Thomas play. So I'll start with the PRA on Underdog. He's been playing solid. I love this dude. He played for the Suns. I did not want us to trade him. I'm so bummed. We traded away Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson to get Kevin Durant, and that has not worked out. I wasn't excited about it when it happened. I think Kevin Durant is great, but I was more excited about the future of these young guys than we went to the NBA Finals together. There was so much promise, then we broke that up. I don't understand it, but anyways, I like this dude. Great 3-point shooter. He's capable of rebounding. He's been assisting the ball a lot lately. If we look at these last 2 games, 39 PRA against Atlanta, 39 PRA against Boston. That's great. Let's see how he's been going from beyond the arc. Shooting 38% from beyond the arc, averaging 2.5 made threes over this 10-game stretch, 45% from the field on 14.1 attempts, getting about 32 minutes. So just like Keon Johnson, he should have at least a little bit of an opportunity to stabilize the minutes a little bit more, take a few more shots with Cam Thomas out. Not that Cam Thomas was owning the minute share or anything, but he is a scorer, so there's going to be some vacated shooting. But yeah, 9.9 rebound chances over 10-game stretch, getting in there, trying to grab boards. 7.7 potential assists, trying to facilitate. The last 2 games, 11 potential assists. So if guys are hitting their shots, those are cashing and turning into assists. So yeah, 5 out of his last 6 games, he's got it done. Now let's talk about this Taco. So we're going to go to points. And we are going to bump this down to 12.5. I love this. This is a no-brainer Taco, in my opinion. 100% hit rate over his last 10. Let's see how it looks even further out than that. 100% hit rate over his last 20. 20 of 20. This is the time to take the Taco without even thinking about it. And if it doesn't cash, there's nothing you can do about it. But 15th in points allowed to power forwards. I'm not even going to spend too much time on this. I'm absolutely taking this. So yeah, if you wanted to, if you didn't want the full PRA, you could adjust it. It's not going to give you as big of a multiplier, but you could adjust it down if you're wanting to do the 5-man. But to me, I like the way the PRA looks as well. So I'm just going to be rolling that on Underdog. If you guys want to check out this DFS optimizer from Daily Grind, you can use my code JRUSSO, one word, just my first initial, my last name. And they're going to give you 25% off for as long as you want to lock it in, all the way up to a year if you want. They cover everything, all these different platforms, every platform you can think of, even platforms you've never heard of. If you want to check it out, they've already got you covered, and they cover all these different sports too, even esports, baseball, hockey, League of Legends, CS2, NBA, NCAA. They cover everything. So if you want to try it, just go to dgfantasy.com, use code JRUSSO, and they're going to give you 25% off. All that information is down below. And if you want to check out this app from Outlier, I love this app so much. You can try this one out for free. Just sign up through the link below, and they're going to hook you up with a week to check it out. They cover matchups, injury reports, insights about the players, all these different time frames. It gives you so much information. I absolutely love it. So go check it out. Try it out for a week. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about plays, just hit me in the comments and I'll do a little bit of research and get back to you. If you're looking at particular plays that you're a little unsure of, hit me up. I'll use my tools and just get back to you in the comments as soon as I can. But enjoy this 4-game slate, guys. Enjoy March Madness if you're getting into that. Let me know if you've made a bracket, who you got winning it all. I'm about to make my bracket as soon as I get done here. So appreciate you guys so much. Have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one.